Wait, did I spell that right? Yeah. This is Intro to Vinaigrettes. Today we're going to learn the basics of what makes a good vinaigrette and what a vinaigrette is and how to make it yourself. So many of you are probably familiar with what a vinaigrette is, but we are going to reach for the trusty food lover's companion to give the official definition. A vinaigrette is a basic oil and vinegar combination generally used to dress salad greens and other cold vegetable, meat, and fish dishes. In its simplest form, vinaigrette consists of oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. More elaborate versions can include any of the various ingredients such as spices, herbs, shallots, onions, mustard, etc. So a vinaigrette is essentially a mixture of fat and acid, two very important components of creating a balanced dish, right? So in the traditional sense, very basic vinaigrettes generally are 3 parts oil to 1 part acid. A fat could be something like, nuts or seed oils, animal fats even. Some people use dairy in theirs. Acid, on the other hand, could be a citrus juice or a verjuice, which is just an unripened grape juice, vinegars, and any other acidic ingredients too. Once you have your fat and your oil balance, it's sort of up to you to customize it how you want, right? Add your secondary flavors, add your herbs, your aromatics, etc. Get creative. And I will tell you that though the traditional ratio is 3:1, I recommend that you experiment with your own ratios to see what works best for your palate. The 3 vinaigrettes we're going to make today is a simple handshaking red wine vinaigrette, a emulsified sherry vinegar vinaigrette, and a sort of untraditional caper raisin vinaigrette. We'll go into detail with all these, so without further ado, let's create. For this simple red wine vinaigrette, we're going to want to start with something that we can reseal, something you can give a good shake. Pour in your red wine vinegar. Next, add a few pinches of salt, some fresh cracked peppercorn, and the minced shallot. Next, we'll add in some spicy brown mustard for our emulsifier. To learn how to make your own, I totally did a video on that, so check that out. Now it's time to add our fat. Pour the olive oil into the mixture, then once again seal things up and give a shake. This shake to make method works well, but the emulsion of the oil and vinegar will not hold for very long. For the best results, use immediately. I also want to stress the importance of using quality ingredients for simple vinaigrettes like this. Because there are so few ingredients involved, they all play a pretty important role. Do yourself a favor and invest in some quality oils and vinegars. Here I'm using our vinaigrette over a simple salad of mixed greens, pine nuts, and cherry tomatoes. Alright, so that's basically as simple as it's gonna get, right? Pour things in a jar, shake it up real nice. The emulsion won't hold, but it will hold long enough for you to use on your salad if you use it right away. Now we're going to make the sherry shallot vinaigrette, which is going to be more of a stable emulsion and hold its viscosity more than the handshaken one that we just did. Moving on. This emulsified vinaigrette is made possible from the shearing power of the blender. First, we'll add in our sherry vinegar. Next, we'll throw some shallots in. Forget our coarse, spicy mustard emulsifier. Next, a little bit of honey. The thick consistency of the honey will actually help things stay together as well. A tiny bump of added sweetness, some cane sugar, and a little bit of kosher salt. So just like our last vinaigrette, we're going to blitz things up without the fat to meld their flavors first. We mix all ingredients before adding the fat because other ingredients, most notably salt, does not mix efficiently into oil. Now we are going to stream in some neutral tasting oil. I'm using canola. The speed in which you pour in the oil doesn't really matter when you're using a blender, but I think it looks cool. After the canola, we'll finish with a little bit of good olive oil for its bright, fruity flavor, and blend. Notice that the oil and vinegars have emulsified into one and have turned into our beautiful vinaigrette. I'm throwing together a quick butter lettuce salad with a few nectarines, which are so good right now. Some fresh picked lavender from the garden. And some hot off the press toasted sliced almonds. Okay, moving on to my personal favorite vinaigrette of all time, caper raisin. You're gonna get an umami blast from these anchovies, a little bit of sweetness from the golden raisins soaked in the balsamic. I'm gonna shut up and show you, it's awesome. Even if you don't like the ingredients I just listed and you kind of cringe at them, together, it's magical. First, we're going to soak the golden raisins in balsamic vinegar for 30 minutes, or as long as you have the patience for, but I recommend at least 10 minutes. Drop in some minced garlic. The mincing part is optional, but I think it incorporates better in the blender this way. Then we'll add some drained and rinsed capers for their brininess. The star of the show, pop in some anchovies, and don't cringe. This vinaigrette would not be what it is without them. And pulse everything up until you have a rich, slightly chunky paste like this. Now we'll wake things up with some fresh parsley, stems and all. Next, add in the balsamic soaked golden raisins, then process until a chunky herbaceous paste is formed. And now we will move things into a container for storage before pouring good olive oil all over that. Alright, so to showcase the versatility of this vinaigrette, I'm going to serve it atop steak. This robust, tangy, rich herbal mixture pairs perfectly with good beef.
Alright, so that's it. Vinaigrettes 101, Intro to Vinaigrette. Spoon it over steaks, put it on salad, put it on fish, use it as mouthwash, whatever. Vinaigrettes are mega useful. Alright guys, so if you learned a thing or two, please like this video, it helps me out a lot. And do me a favor, comment below what you want to see, what other content you would like me to put out regarding cooking, food, whatever. I'm always interested in learning what you guys think I should do, so leave that in the bottom. Also, be sure to follow me on the gram. There are many cooking hijinks that go on the reg on my story, so if you like this video, you probably like what's going on over there. Alright, so I want to give a shout out to Chef Jacob Burton from Stella Culinary. That recipe, the sherry shallot vinaigrette, is a riff on one that he does. Shout out to Joshua McFadden from Ava Jeans in Portland for showing me this recipe in his awesome cookbook, 6 Seasons. I'll put a link in the description below if you're interested. It's a great book, teaches about seasonality and produce. Anyways, I'm going to slam some vinaigrettes now, so until next time, peace.